What's the Church of Scientology so afraid of?
This is SPTV.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to more SPTV coverage of the Danny Masterson trial live in Los Angeles. Woo, guys, we are about to have one of the most explosive days of testimony on the subject of Scientology that has occurred in decades. Now about what is it? About 11 years ago, there was some earth-shattering testimony in Scientology land. It's earth-shattering from a Scientology executive named Debbie Cook, who was the woman who ran Scientology's largest organization in Clearwater, Florida, for almost a couple decades. And Debbie Cook, after working directly for David Miscavige, escaped from Scientology, left, and before she was officially kicked out of Scientology, she sent an email to all Scientologists, essentially saying, L. Ron Hubbard, great. David Miscavige, bad. Stop supporting David Miscavige's initiatives that violate L. Ron Hubbard policy. Go back to doing what L. Ron Hubbard did. I'm mentioning Debbie Cook because she got on the stand about 11 years ago after Scientology sued her and gave some devastating testimony about the horrible practices at Scientology's international base under David Miscavige's leadership. That was earth-shattering, but that was specifically about David Miscavige's behavior. Claire Headley is going to be testifying about Scientology's institutionalized systems of abuse through their abusive and destructive policies of disconnection and fair game and preventing members from reporting other members to the authorities. Through this policy, covering up crimes against children, crimes against the elderly, controlling members and preventing them from including language in reports that would incriminate Scientology or Scientologists to the outside authorities. We are going to be hearing all about this. It's actually going to have nothing to do with David Miscavige. David Miscavige, well, with some minor exceptions, is not personally involved in this case. We're going to be hearing about the abusive nature of the Scientology system itself and how victims are abused and re-abused. Now, I'm editorializing here. Obviously, I'm not, Claire will testify to what she testifies to, but it's been pretty clear based on the rulings the judge has made about what type of testimony she's going to allow in or why she's even allowing Claire Headley to testify in the first place. It's pretty clear to me, at least, that these are the subjects we're going to hear about today. For any who might have missed it, at the end of court yesterday, the judge told the defense team, you have 45 minutes remaining to finish your cross-examination, a cross-exam of Jane Doe 1, and you're done. She said, we're going to keep redirect very short. We're going to keep recross very short, which means Claire Headley will be testifying after lunch. That last part was me, not the judge. That means Claire Headley will be testifying after lunch. It's been pretty clear throughout these proceedings, although the sequence of witnesses has changed a little bit. The last thing the prosecution said was they were calling Claire Headley after Jane Doe 1. And the only reason Claire might not have testified this week is if Jane Doe 1's cross-examination continued to carry on and on and on. And that's why the judge stepped in, or part of why the judge stepped in and said, you got 45 minutes left and you're done. So that is fantastic. Guys, I can tell you, the defense is going to, without question, try to impeach Claire Headley's credibility by bringing up SPTV, among other things. They're going to say Claire Headley's only doing this for the exposure, for the views, for revenge, for money. We are going to see David Miscavige is going to want as many eyes and ears in the courtroom on Claire Headley today as possible. I would bet anything we are going to see Reverend Skip LaRue show up again, who was in court 2 days ago to make sure Scientology's religious freedoms were protected. So, Reverend Skip LaRue, I'm sorry, not Reverend, it's like pastor or minister. Reverend's wrong denomination. Showed up to court in the presence of Scientology hate blogger from the Stand League, a front group that Scientology created just to attack former Scientologists. Actually, it would be accurate to say Scientology created the Stand League specifically to launch attacks on Leah Remini and people who appeared in Leah Remini's Scientology TV show called Scientology in the Aftermath. Claire Headley appeared on that show. I appeared on that show. Scientology has used Stand League to vilify and slander and attempt to destroy all of us online. And that's okay. That's what we're here for. You will hear the defense almost certainly bring up the Aftermath Foundation. The Aftermath Foundation is a nonprofit created by myself, Mike Rinder, Mike Rinder's wife, Christy Colbrin, Mark Headley, Claire Headley, ex-Scientologist Luis Garcia, and attorney Ray Jeffrey to help people who are escaping from Scientology. You'll probably hear some inferences that there's some financial incentive involved there, even though none of the board members make a single dollar for any of the work we do at the Aftermath Foundation. You're going to see, I guarantee you're going to see Graham Brewer show up again today. Graham Brewer has been discussed at length on this channel in the last week and a half. I don't want to rehash all that. You're going to see Vicky Podboreski, Scientology's attorney, show up today. She showed up 2 or 3 times already in the proceedings. Vicky Podboreski only shows up to court at the direct orders of David Miscavige. Vicky Podboreski is representing every Scientologist involved in the Masterson case. She represents them, not as their defense attorney, because those people aren't on trial, but she represents them just as an attorney. I believe she's representing every Scientologist in the civil case currently pending against David Miscavige and Scientology and Danny Masterson, brought by the Jane Does in this current criminal trial. Let's see. That's Vicky Podboreski. Let me see. There was something else I was going to say there. You will almost certainly hear about Claire Headley's and her husband Mark Headley's, their previous lawsuit that they themselves brought against Scientology. They're going to do everything they can to paint Claire as a vicious, vindictive, bitter, defrocked apostate out for nothing but revenge against her former boss, David Miscavige. Claire Headley was number 3 in the command channel of Scientology. She worked directly for Marty Rathbun, who worked directly for David Miscavige. There's different ways there's no real way to define in Scientology who the number. It's not like if you're number 3, you're number 3 in command of the whole religion. It's weird. There's different ways to define it, but depending on how you define it, Claire Headley was number 3. The defense is threatening to call Claire Headley's stepfather, Hugh Witt, to somehow counter Claire Headley's defense, even though Hugh Witt had essentially no relationship with Claire Headley since she was 15. I believe he became Claire Headley's, came into Claire Headley's mother's life when Claire was 8. Claire Headley was 15 when she was shipped off to join the Sea Organization. Claire Headley spent 14 years at Scientology's international base working under David Miscavige. Hugh Witt doesn't even know where Scientology's international base is. Hugh Witt makes claims about Claire Headley's life he couldn't even possibly know. So anyway, it would be a disaster for the defense if they put Hugh Witt on the stand, but I'm really hoping that they do. Because like I said, it would be a disaster, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the carnage. Okay, let's see. You are going to hear, you're going to hear a lot about Leah Remini. Leah Remini will be in court today. She will be in court today for the morning session to finish up, to be there for Jane Doe 1, finishing up her testimony. She will be there in court today to finish, to be there for Claire Headley's testimony. I'd be shocked if they didn't try to get Leah Remini kicked out of the courtroom again today. I'd be shocked if they didn't try to get me kicked out of the courtroom today. You're probably going to hear a lot about the Aftermath show. Let's see. What else? I talked about the Aftermath Foundation. I talked about SPTV. I talked about motivations, all that kind of stuff. It is going to be a wild day in court today. And I can only imagine the defense is going to try to introduce as many delays and interruptions as possible, because they're going to try to keep Claire Headley's overall time on stand to as short as possible. And it wouldn't seem like introducing delays and interruptions would further that goal, but they're going to really try to, they're going to try to prevent the jury from being able to easily and smoothly understand everything that Claire is saying to the best of their ability. And I predict they're going to fail miserably. Claire is unflappable. Claire is immensely credible and genuine. And I want to say sympathetic, because you just want to love Claire. She's just a genuinely great person. And you cannot help but get that. And the jury's going to get it, despite anything the defense tries to do. It's why I'm really looking forward to today's testimony. Okay, let me jump over real quick and check out the live chat before I wrap it up. Jen Nelson, thank you for all you do. Go Claire. Yes, indeed. Go Claire. Chi-Town native, take lots of noted notes of any expressions of any jurors, Danny, etc. I'll do what I can. The jurors are very good at maintaining the poker face. That's what they're instructed to do by the judge, and they are exceedingly good at it, to their credit. Arnie Van Halen, hell yes, can't wait for your update on Claire Headley in court. Yes, I wish I would have an update for you by lunchtime, but I predict Claire will not take the stand until after the lunch break. So we're going to have to wait until the 4:30 Pacific update to get the skinny on Claire's testimony. Okay, Care Bear 23. Good luck to Claire Bear from this Care Bear. I'm in LA and trying to make it to court today. Great day all. Well, Care Bear, the good news is if you make it by 1:30, you should see all of the action. And I'm honestly hoping that Claire finishes her testimony today. I really am. Let's see. Scrolling on down. Arnie Van Halen, Leah and Aaron rules. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, that's it. That's all we got. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Have an update for you at 12:30. Have an update for you at 4:30, and maybe even more after that, because there should be a lot to discuss tonight. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Balake. Where is Balake?
My buttons mixed up. Oh, my fat fingers. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks, everybody who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe